what does he say to them? I've got to give you my flesh. In other words, I have to die for you to be saved. How can this man give us his flesh to eat? They grumble. How does he respond? Unless you eat the flesh and drink the blood of the Son of Man, you have no life in you. We don't like that. No life in you. Nothing. Devoid of life. Bankrupt. Helpless. You have absolutely nothing. You can't do anything. It tells us, like Paul says in Romans chapter 3, verse 20, by the works of the law, no flesh will be justified. Your mouth will be closed and stopped. You have nothing you can do. What can I do? Nothing. Nothing. You're cut off. You're helpless. While we were yet helpless, Christ died. It tells us that in the grand scheme of things, you gather up all the best things you have ever done before. You gather them up and you present them to God. And what are they? The Bible tells us they are like filthy garments. They are nauseating and sickening in the sight of a holy God whose eyes are too pure to look on evil. And so, what is the way of salvation? The way of the salvation is not like the Pharisee in the parable. I thank you, God, that I'm such a good Christian who does so many good things, that goes to church and reads his Bible and doesn't do all the bad things that all those sinners do out there. No, the way of salvation, the way of justification, the way to be right with God is to bow the head and to beat the breast and to cry, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. That man goes home justified. See, mankind doesn't want to hear that. They don't want to hear, you've got to stay at the back of the temple. You've got to bow your head and beat the breast and say, it's me, O Lord, standing in the need. I have nothing. The gospel puts man in our proper place. It is, like Paul said, why did God set it up like this? Not signs, not wisdom, the foolishness of the gospel. Why? That no flesh would boast in his presence. And that whoever boasts would boast only in